Hello! Today we're going to be talking about the importance of audio in your video workflow. Let's get into it. So today, most of us are moving in the direction in some form of being hybrid shooters, stills and video. Some people like me do a decent amount of video for their own personal workflow or for business workflow. And a lot of other people are, of course, just doing video as fun projects, trying to build reels for some kind of a portfolio later on. Or, of course, some people like me are shooting a lot of video because we're parents and it's a really important thing. And so as we start looking at really cornerstone aspects of good video workflow, the most important is audio. The first problem that you solve when shooting a video is thinking about the audio solutions first. Things like lighting, things like movement and rails and cine tripods, things like gimbals. These all come second to the quality of your audio, and I'll show you why right now.
What you're listening to right now is the built-in microphone on my camera. And we're recording a reasonable distance away from the camera itself. And don't be fooled, all built-in microphones sound more or less the same in this respect. So even if you have a nicer camera, it doesn't mean you have a very good built-in microphone.
So obviously, the microphone built into your camera is not going to produce audio that you want to use. The only time I ever use the microphone built into my camera is to sync my audio if I record my real audio track separately. It helps in matching that up. So now we know that you need a microphone, and after that we think about the type of microphone solution that's going to be right for your particular workflow. So let's talk about some options. There are three main microphones that you will encounter. The first is a lavalier, the second is a shotgun, the third is a cardioid. Let's talk them one at a time. So I'm working with a lavalier microphone right now. This is great for miking individual talent. You can't pick up two people with one of these, but one person just fine. And in my videos where I have just one person speaking and no ambient sound, it's a perfectly good audio solution. It's just going to pick up me and mix into the camera, so I'm fine. Now, this is going to completely ignore ambient sound because by and large, these don't have their gain turned up very high. That's to maintain the quality of the audio that it produces because it's a very small microphone. If it was up louder, you'd actually be able to hear the fan in the LED light that's lighting me on this side right now. So if I was shooting this with perhaps a shotgun microphone, I would pick up some of that fan's sound, but I don't when I'm using the lavalier. The second type of microphone that you are likely to encounter is the shotgun microphone. Now, this is a very directional microphone, meaning that it has a narrow, what's called audio pattern, and that's basically the direction that it listens at. The lavalier microphone is omnidirectional, and your shotgun mic is a very acute angle in its polar pattern. This is a great run and gun microphone. We put it on top of the camera, we point it, and we go. Don't forget a couple things about it, though. The first one is going to be that it's very directional. So you've really got to point it in the right direction. And also, it's going to pick up anything inside of that direction. So with our example from before, if this was on my camera pointed at me, it might pick up the fan from the LED light that's lighting me. And if there was anybody behind me, it'd pick them up as well. And so, very nice microphone, but don't forget, with any microphone, the closer it is to the talent, the better it's going to sound. So I think the main mistake people make with shotgun microphones is thinking that because it's shotgun, it somehow is a telephoto mic. There's no such thing as a telephoto mic in the world, but you hear that phrase from people a lot who think that a shotgun mic is going to be more efficacious farther away, and that's just not true. The audio will degrade. This is why when you have an audio operator, they're actually doing a boom pull and placing that shotgun mic as close to the talent as possible, but still outside of the frame. So that's great for an individual speaking in that sense, in that instance. It's also great to have one microphone if two people are having a conversation and are sitting relatively close to each other. I can place those both within the polar pattern, point the shotgun in between the two, and pick up both voices pretty well. And that will allow me to mic both of them without doing two lapel mics. The third type of microphone is the cardioid microphone. Now, this is a heart-shaped pattern like that from the microphone's point of view, meaning you'll listen to the sides, not really behind, and in front. This is for ambient sound. We pick up environments really well. We pick up music concerts really well. If you are recording somebody speaking and there's a busy street behind them, you'd want two audio sources. You would want something miking the talent, shotgun microphone close to them, lavalier mic, something just for the talent, so you could mix them louder than the ambient. But to make that traffic behind them actually seem meaningful, so it's not silent in the background, we would take a cardioid mic and we would point it at the street and we would record that audio separately. Then we would mix those in post. We would take the cardioid mic and we lower it down so that the talent is still someone that we can hear really well. But cardioid mics really are useful for music venues, for ambient sound, anything where you're trying to add an environment into your shot. So we want to have that type of a B-roll for our audio in the same way we might have B-roll for our video footage. So very, very useful microphone there as well. Anyway, I hope that that's useful as you start looking at microphones and microphone solutions. I want to do a little bit of audio stuff on this channel because it's a really key thing in producing quality video. Of course, if this has been useful, of course I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. It's free, you knew that, and thank you so much for taking your time to watch. I'll see you next time.